Hey there! So I finally managed to set up my Steam page for Summit, my upcoming 2D Metroidvania. So it took me some time to figure out everything. It was the first time for me to publish anything on Steam. So after figuring out all the stuff and putting together all the marketing material, so image, formats, banners and so on, it was actually quite straightforward and I'm happy I got through it. Yeah, so on that occasion I thought I'd do a special episode and I'm going to show you some uncut gameplay footage of the game. So I'm just going to play through the first 10 to 15 minutes straight and give you some commentary on some hopefully interesting side facts about development and so on. Hope you'll enjoy it. Also, if you're interested in the game, if you're interested in 2D platformers, specifically Metroidvanias, definitely check out my Steam page and it would be really awesome if you would add it to your wishlist on Steam. Alright, here we go. So here we go. This is the menu. Let's just select a new game. I've just cut also the story's intro and so on. So here we are straight starting with gameplay. This is the first area in the game. It's kind of a tutorial area. It's a very dark cave, and yeah, its main focus is to let the player learn the basic movement. So you could already see the jump sign. Since the first movement without any abilities is pretty basic, there's not a lot to teach the player. So here we have the first major mechanic, which is climbing. And yeah, as soon as the player manages to climb this ladder, he's already outside in the first area of the game, Ibex Pass. So Ibex Pass is a very vertical area. It's a mountain pass which has kind of been abandoned. So here we have already this first safe game spot. So these campfires with tents are the safe game spots of the game, so if you die, you get teleported back and start over from the last safe spot. And here we already got the first ability, which is the crowbar. So this is the first way the player can attack. And we also got the first very mini boss of the game, the Swarmer. It's just basically the first enemy actually, but I thought it would be cool to kind of set it up as a first boss fight. And this was another first enemy, a flying enemy, these bird-like creatures. And yeah, here we have already found the first item, the first herb. So the herbs are used in the game, are collected for brewing potions. This can only be done much later in the game when we find the alchemist in the main village. But we can already collect a bunch of herbs for later on. So yeah, this section features some already not too easy platforming. I might have to make it a little bit easier since it's really one of the very first platforming areas, but so far most of my playtesters managed to do it pretty decently, so yeah, I haven't felt the need so much to make it easier. So here we have the second save point in the game, and we'll just take a look at this path here, which already yields a bunch of blue crystals of sapphires as soon as we managed to kill these shooting enemies, which are not that easy to dodge actually, but yeah. Here is basically a dead end so far, but we can already collect a bunch more of these sapphires. So the sapphires so far are, among a few other things, the first currency which you will need to buy some of the first items. Here you also saw some bugs with the enemy death animation, but yeah. Okay, here we are in the main village actually already, but in the very first part which is Pine Town, and there are only a bunch of NPCs. So this guy, the lumberjack, we can talk to him. He's giving us some lore and some background information. And this building here features a simple puzzle, I want to say. So we can move this lantern over here to unlock some hint, which we are going to need later in the game. And this is the map maker, which is one of the most important NPCs probably in many Metroidvanias. He's giving us the map, and yeah, he's also talking to us, giving us some background information, and then we can pay only 5 sapphires to purchase the map, which enable us to watch, to take a look at the minimap. To take a look at the map, and here we can see the paths which we already took, and we can already see that it's a pretty big map also with a lot of blank areas. So let's head back and climb up here, continue with the Ibex Pass. So yeah, this section again introduces some basic platforming, these kind of precision jumps, a lot of ladder climbing. So in this area there are a lot of ladders, since we don't have climbing abilities yet. Later on in the game we obviously get the ice picks, which enable us to climb arbitrary ground. There was a little bit of a secret. There was also a bug I just noticed with the sound, but it's only minor. And another bug with animation. These secrets are kind of spread all over the place. So very important for Metroidvanias, I think, to include a lot of these minor secret areas, which give you some interesting items or maybe just lore, but just to let the player know that there is in fact a lot of stuff to explore, and it is worth to take a look at any corner in the world. So let's continue path upwards. As I said, Ibex Pass here, this first area is a pretty vertical area, so you already make a lot of progress upwards. Oh, there's another bug with the enemy movement. Anyway, there's a lot of progress already upwards, but as we'll see in a minute, this does not continue like that, otherwise we would reach the summit just in a minute. Yeah. Here we are introduced to these elevators, which is also important in that area because we want to make some vertical progress without the climbing abilities yet. Another basic mechanic, these falling platforms. And here we are approaching the first seal. These are called the Emerald Seals. Have quite a bit of backstory, which I won't go into detail now, but in general they were built to seal away the common paths to the summit. And yeah, we can solve these puzzles by combining these symbols, and the symbols are obviously right there at this little graveyard. So these tombs give us also some kind of lore, but they more importantly give us these combinations of symbols. So yeah, it's a pretty basic combination memorization puzzle. I'm not that satisfied with it yet, but I think it's decent for now. So as soon as we have memorized or noted down whatever these combinations, ouch, and then took a big drop, we can return to the puzzle, to the Emerald Seal, and if we've hopefully remembered correctly, we can move these stones to the right positions. In that case, there are also some invisible colliders, so that you cannot screw up the puzzle by dropping down the stones too far. So I've used physics objects here, so this is always a little bit scary or a little bit dangerous, because there is potential that the player screws up certain things and the puzzle gets unbeatable basically. But I think, yeah, in that case it's safe enough. Alright, so we've solved the puzzle and we ascend further up the mountain with this elevator, and here we go. Here we are already out of Ibex Pass, the Ibex Peak, and yeah, here we have another save point. Let's take a look at what we've accomplished on the map, and then let's continue our path here. And here, surprise, there's the first, yeah, let's say major boss in the game. So after this kind of unfair drop, which has cost us a lot of health, we are facing this boss, the Slayer, which is also still a pretty basic boss as far as behavior goes. But yeah, so it's basically mostly about dodging these attacks and trying to hit the boss at the vulnerable spot, which is the head. I'm left with 5 health here, so it's actually not that easy, but we've managed it, and now we get access to this guy's ice pick, which enables us to clutch to the wall. So we cannot yet climb, we can only clutch to the wall and jump off, so it's basically a wall jump ability, but it still enables us to cross these paths if there are adjacent walls, and we can continue here. So this here we can see, get a little preview of what's to come. This ropeway, it's still not enabled, so we can't use it, but we have to use the zip line that takes us back down. So as I said, the Ibex Pass is a vertical section, which we could make a lot of vertical progress already, but we eventually need to head down first until we can progress further on the path upwards. So yeah, here we have managed to get to the next area in the game, which is Vulture Pass. And here I think I'm going to make a cut. So yeah, it's been, I think, a little bit over 10 minutes of first gameplay. Alright, thanks for watching. And as I've said in the beginning, since I've just finished setting up my Steam page for the game, it would be really awesome if you could check it out and maybe leave a wish list. The link for the Steam page is in the description. So yeah, stay tuned for more updates on the game on my channel. And with that having said, have fun creating and see you soon.